And welcome back to Soul Healing with the ETs. I'm Alex, and tonight we're going to jump into how we live in a controlled grid, how it is gently collapsing, and a whole bunch of great news. Recapping, Source is the pure living intelligence that is behind everything. Source is also known as God, is the field of awareness that flows through all plants, trees, birds, fish, animals, humans, stars, planets, through everything. If we were to only realize our true roots, that we are all connected, that we all have the same creator, that we are all brothers and sisters, that we are all from the same field of consciousness, we would be exceedingly hard to control. And that is why so much effort is put in to distract us from our natural roots. When you have a tiny percentage of humans who own the great majority of the world's wealth and assets, and who purposefully do not use their money to enrich humanity by making us stronger, healthier, and live longer, but instead use their money to further enrich themselves, you live in a controlled matrix. From the shadows, these same people control the majority of the world's central banks, as well as regular banks, as well as many politicians, as well as most mainstream media. They literally print money out of thin air, which makes rampant inflation, which makes us poorer, while at the same time it compounds and makes themselves even richer. Meanwhile, everything that we say and do is recorded in this giant 5G infrastructure. They say it's for internet, but my internet isn't any faster. Is yours? Yeah. Why is it that your refrigerator, your oven, your dishwasher, your washer and dryer need to be hooked up to the Wi-Fi? Because they're monitoring us. Yeah. Why is it that you go to the forest today and we cannot get proper cell phone reception, but yet in 1969, clear phone calls could be made from the moon down to Earth? Meanwhile, we are progressively getting sicker, progressively poorer, progressively in further debt. The great majority of the food out there is genetically modified, which makes us fat, weak, and tired. And when you are poor, in debt, sick, weak, tired, you are easy to control. And that is why so much effort is put in to distract us from our true roots and instill fear in us. They are always shoving war down our throats. War is so stupid. You say, why would you possibly raise a kid for 20 years and then just send him off to have his head blown off? Why don't they instead hire the world's best negotiators, pay them $50 million each, and they can go in and create a truce, a settlement, without any bullets needing to be fired? Because that's not part of the agenda. War is exceedingly lucrative. Both sides can be financed by these same banks. And on top, the industrial military machine is extremely profitable as well. And then we are further in fear and further controlled. Then they're always trying to make us believe that there's all these racial conflicts. That's because they write the script, they hire the actors, and they direct the play. And this puts us in further fear and divides us. If we only realized we were the 99%. Then they distract us with all their fun sports and how much athletes make and how long their contracts are and whom they should be traded for, as if that's important. And then we buy tickets for these same sporting events, and that renders us even further in debt. And then they want us buying all the newest cars and clothes and electronics and all this other shit that we don't need from companies that they own. And that makes us even further in debt. Instead of using all that money for war and division, why not use that same money into producing abundant organic food that would make humanity stronger, healthier, and live longer lives? Why not pour billions of dollars into supplements that would make our brains work better? Why not get rid of homelessness? Why not create recreational drugs that would have no bad side effects nor addictive properties? Because that is not part of the control agenda. It's important that we realize and understand that we live in a controlled environment. For us to be all that we can be, we must awaken, realize our true roots, and ascend the programming that has been instilled in us. And that all this is happening right now is not a coincidence at all. We are shifting from the age of Pisces into the age of Aquarius. This is a transformative shift that is rooted in not only astronomy, but also in spirituality. And is one of the most energetic and psychological shifts in the history of humanity. Entering the age of Aquarius is awakening from the matrix. It is fully seeing the system of control that has ruled over humanity for the past centuries, if not millennia. The age of Pisces can be seen as an old hierarchical power structure that included governments, religion, education, media, banking, and others. And these systems are slowly crumbling under their own weight because they are no longer in sync with higher consciousness. Pisces could be defined as dependency, as obedience, as control. Pisces kept our souls asleep. Now, Aquarius, on the other hand, is a revolution for the soul. Aquarius can be defined as knowledge, truth, and inner authority. Aquarius seeks awakened people who can work together in authenticity and who can trust their inner voice, who can even be their own healers, who can be their own guides instead of following and relying on others. As each person awakens and reigns in their power, the collective awareness shifts, rises, and becomes stronger. This is the age where our souls must rise in vibration, not in violence, and to rebuild the world in truth. This could very well be the beginning of creating heaven here on earth. Now, wouldn't that be exciting? Yeah. But we have more exciting news to share right now, a lot more, and happening all at the same time. We have farmers in many countries of the world. I've heard Canada, but especially in many European countries. Awakened farmers have closed down many European capitals to protest against European Union policies that are designed to bankrupt the farmers and then steal their land. Guys, we need farmers. If we don't have farmers, we don't have food and we die, or it'll be genetically modified crap that'll be shoved at us. Not only are the farmers in on the action, but thousands upon thousands of truckers are supporting the farmers in many various countries. And then on top of that, you have thousands and thousands of Awaken people who are jumping in with the farmers and the truckers. Of course, media blackout. Now, not only do we have farmers, truckers, and Awaken people all banding together to protect us, humanity as a whole, but Mother Earth is jumping in on the action. Mother Earth is a sentient being. She is a living organism, and she has been raising her vibrations for quite some time now, and these heightened vibrations are absorbed by our bodies, which can throw us off kilter, but that's only temporary. But the effect is that all of the collective consciousness also raises at the same time. So that is fantastic news. But not only is Mother Earth jumping in, the sun has been doing its part as well by sending us increased vibrations. And the sun, like Mother Earth, we humans absorb these vibrations. I sure felt them last summer, like whoo! And same thing. The whole idea is that it raises the collective consciousness. All this is being done at the same time to awaken humanity out of its deep sleep. But not only do we have those characters in the movie, we have extraterrestrials who are jumping in on the action. And we have been seeing all around the world more and more videos appearing from people from different countries of extraterrestrial spaceship. Now, they are not here to attack us. Okay. If they were here to attack us, they would have done that years ago. They're not here for that. They're here to make their presence felt. They know that we humans have been programmed to fear them, so they're keeping their distance, but they're showing themselves with their spaceship so that we gently see them, so that airplane pilots gently see them, and word of mouth goes around. And what will happen in the coming weeks and months is that we will be getting more and more exposure to the ETs. There's already a lot of disclosure being talked about in the largest countries' governments around the world. So soon enough, we will have ET disclosure to the general masses, to us, us humans. And then after that, it'll be first contact. It'll come in increasing rates. ETs, they realize that here on Earth we have been riddled with disease, with sickness, with lousy food, with violence, with war. They realize that we live in a very kind of a backward state, while they live in much higher consciousness than we do, and very forward technologies, and they live much longer lives than we do. The whole point here is that the ETs, let us not forget that the ETs are all from the same creator that we are from. We are all brothers and sisters from the same creator. We are all connected. We are all divine sparks of that universal consciousness that flows everywhere. So the ETs, they want here on Earth, there's been a quarantine for the last few centuries at least. That quarantine has been lifted. We are now in the age of Aquarius, and the ETs want us to come up with them and be part of the Galactic Federation. This is just incredible news, because what's going to happen in the next few years is we are going to have transformative technologies shared with us that will give us much longer lifespans, will make our lives a lot easier. We will live longer, we will be healthier, we will not have to work as hard. So this is just fantastic news. And to conclude, all souls knew that this shift was coming to Earth. They wanted by the billions to witness it and be part of it in a myriad of different ways. Our souls wanted to witness an old system of structure gently collapse away, and an old mindset collapse away as well. Our souls wanted to witness humanity awaken, come together, and enter the age of Aquarius. This is so exciting, it's not even funny. And as every day goes by, more and more people awaken. There's a trigger for everyone to awaken at some point. And I have hundreds of awakened friends at this point. Now, it's just like, I'm excited, although I'm trying to stay serious and do a podcast here. But now what's going to happen here in 2026? There's going to be a lot of highs and a lot of lows, okay? So a few recommendations. Ground yourself. Okay, get out there, walk barefoot on the ground, or at the beach, or in the park. You know, if you're in winter, well, you can't do that. Go hug a tree. You know, pull back your clothing so you at least your forearms, your hands, and hug the tree. What you're doing is you're liberating your dirty electricity. We are electromagnetic beings, and you are pulling in a nice fresh electrons either from the tree or from the ground. It really does help a lot to reduce stress, among many other benefits. Now, don't live in fear. Yeah. Keep listening to Soul Healing with the ETs. And I would recommend that each day you make some time out to do some of your favorite hobbies. You know, just spend a few minutes or more than a few minutes spending time doing your favorite hobbies, you know. And connect with our Creator. We all have the same Creator. You know. And what would be another good thing to do? Find your purpose. Finding our purpose is not easy. You know, that's part of what we tackle here in this podcast. So just start making inroads. Start doing little bits each week, each day, to just think about it and listen to your inner voice. We'll get into it. We'll get into that. Hey, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like this video, give it a thumbs up. Yeah. If you would like to subscribe, that would be amazing. A great choice, and it would get higher coverage for other people around the world who might like to enjoy this. Yeah. Do you have any friends who would like to hear this? Please send it to them. Yes. And if you have any comments, throw those in the comment section. And that's all I have to say for now. And I would like to dedicate this podcast to Jesus. Jesus, this one is for you. And on that, I will see you guys all next time.